Hey, it's Microchasm. We're back with some Sil-Q. I've been thinking about what I want to do with the experience that we have so far. And there's a couple of things that I would like to get. I think it'd be good to get another song. Since we have a song affinity, then the second song only costs 500 experience. So we could get Elbereth, although I feel that we're not going to put too many points into song in this game, so I don't think our Elbereth is really going to overwhelm things at this point going forward. So I just feel like it's a little bit too late unless we really invest. A challenge can be good, but I just don't think it's necessary. Freedom can be good to have as well, but you can find freedom from other sources, so we're not going to take silence. I'm thinking about taking Song of the Trees, just for that extra light level, for 5 points of song. We might be able to find more light from another source, so I'm probably going to hold off on that for now. And just sort of think about it. This is one I would like to take though. Critical hits in melee. Kill enemies outright, instead of doing damage, if the enemy has health less than or equal to twice your song score. So this might actually be worth investing some song into. I think this song's really good. It was added in Sil 1.5. And I think it'd be cool to show everyone how this song works, so we might do that. Other than that, we might do a little bit of smithing. I've got those boots of, I believe they're called Boots of Ithil's Light. Yeah, mithril boots of Greaves, sorry, the Greaves of Ithil's Light. I might actually melt those down and make some regular greaves. They're 5 pounds. I'll bet I could make 4 pound greaves and then use 1 pound to make a Bayanorian lamp. So that might just solve our light problems. Not that we're having really light problems, but I don't know, light's always something you gotta think about. I don't think we want to take anything from melee right now. We talked about taking archery in the last video, but I don't think we need to. Again, I just don't feel like investing that much in archery right now. Yeah, nothing else is really... I might take Keen Senses, though we do have the Great Helm of True Sight. If we take Keen Senses, then we might want to swap to the Dwarf Mask for the fire resistance, and the Keen Senses will kind of make up the difference that we're losing in True Sight. But I think actually for now, we're just going to try to play a little bit more solidly. We're going to give ourselves some evasion and melee, because I don't think we've really been increasing those enough. We have so much light, so much oil for our lantern. I think I'm just gonna leave that lantern. I don't know, maybe we'll come back around to it. I just don't think we need it. I'm kind of just waiting here. I assume that this corridor has a invisible wall, but pressing 5 over and over, nothing's happening, so I guess we'll go back the other way. We don't have leaping, so we can't go over that chasm. And no room. We already have a barrel ring, I believe. I think we're wearing 2 barrel rings. A large chasm. There's our first monster for the floor. I think that we're probably not in a whole lot of danger on this floor. Staff of Slumber. We have a Staff of Slumber. What we're going to do is drop our current Staff of Slumber and pick up this new one. I don't know how many charges either one has, but if we used one of them once, might as well drop it. Just assume that the unused one has more charges. We saw another Grave White there. We're not going to make the mistake that we made last time. Get our strength reduced. These are just more of the same monsters that we've been fighting. So I'm really not worried. It does occur to me, I think... No, last time we didn't go down to 500 feet. Rather, we tried to go up. In our minimum depth. Pushed us back down. So that means we have not been to 500 feet. Just want to check this brass lantern. Make sure it's not special in some way. You know, it could be a lantern of light. Something like that. But yeah, that means we have not been to 500 feet. And the fact that we have not been to 500 feet means that when we get to 500 feet, we are guaranteed to find a forge. Because the guaranteed forges only spawn the first time that you reach that depth. So if we went down to 500 feet and then came right back up, then went back down, we would not have a guaranteed forge. I think we saw these ones last time. You can attempt to terrify. It cannot be frightened, it can bite to entrance. I don't think that those are too big of a deal. If it did terrify us, we could just run away until the terrify effect goes away. So this orc is standing on a potion antidote. That's not that big of a deal. We're not going to risk anything just to get antidote. You see, he is kind of following me here. Even though they don't... I guess I kind of think of them as not being pursuers. They will pursue you unless you walk around a corner, in which case they lose track of you or lose interest. Something like that. I kind of think like grave wights are like guarding an area is the idea. They don't necessarily have like the will to go off and actually try to battle you. So we found a couple places that are kind of blocked off from us on this floor. If we have to just find it downstairs, no, I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, the floor should open up to us now. One thing I'm not doing a lot of is actually making use of my polearm mastery. So let's just wait. Let's get some free hits. And they just run away. Let's wait, get our free hit, yep. I mean, polearm mastery gives you the +2 to hit when you're using a polearm, so obviously we're making use of that. We're not making use of our free hit very well. And yeah, I mean, really, I'm just going to explore. He slowed me. Let's close the door on him. Yep. No problem. I don't think I'm going to get a lot of experience doing this floor again. Unless maybe I find a unique. Really, I'm just looking for equipment. I'm looking for consumables. Maybe I'll find something that I want to replace, you know, a better shield, an enchanted shield, that kind of thing. Yeah, this floor's like a little bit... Oh my god, these guys are just everywhere. Do we have strength? We do. I'm just gonna fight this one. I shouldn't be taking that step forward. I should be waiting for him to take a step towards me. There we go. He did not reduce our strength. So now this area is a little bit safer. It's a great spear. 6 pounds. I mean, that's pretty good, but it's a little bit too heavy for what we're trying to do, and our enchanted spear is going to be... like I said, I think we're just going to use this the whole game. Yet another. Have we found any downstairs? This floor is being very annoying. We have not. I think I'm going to try to just... Okay. I'll come up this way and go down here. I don't think that there is a white here. And it will go to the right. And we're just probably going to find the staircase. Close the door on the white. And we should be safe now. And there's another one. Sustenance, I would like to eat that sustenance. So the ivory amulet of regen is pretty good. The other one's a seashell amulet. We have those 2 barrel rings. Just trying to think, what do we not really... Oh no, you know what, we don't have to drop anything, actually. Let's just take care of this situation real quick. Okay, let's drop slumber. We'll walk up, pick up the herb of sustenance. We're just gonna eat it. We'll pick slumber back up. You know, I don't know if slumber is really gonna be that useful, actually, now that I think about it. I think I might just drop the slumber. Because the thing about staves of slumber is that on some characters, they're very good. We got our strength reduced. On some characters, they're very good. Especially like on a pacifist. I tend to play pacifists that have a good amount of willpower. And they rely a lot on staves. And for them, slumber is going to be... Oh my god, there are so many grave whites on this floor. I'm going to try to find a downstairs. I'm also slowed. But now it's because I lost some strength. My burden is greater than my max burden. The dwarf mask is heavy, but we're gonna keep it for now. We're gonna actually just use majesty, and then we're gonna drop that majesty staff. Oh man, there are so many grave whites. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna fight them, just so that we can have somewhere on this floor that we can actually go. And we're not gonna worry about losing our strength. Okay. With the door closed, shouldn't be pursuing me. The archers are so annoying. I'm like just ignoring them because I don't want to deal with them, but because they can barely hurt me. My armor is too good. Armor is pretty overwhelming for archers. But they are kind of pincushioning me. Sometimes they get a hit in. Come on. I'm not doing quite as much damage, and I am slowed. Okay, we're gonna drink strength. That'll restore our strength, and let us do the maximum damage sides again on our weapon. And now we have removed the white. This is a bit of a chaotic situation. You really shouldn't let things get that crazy. But again, I just don't really think that those archers were gonna do much damage. And we still have not found it downstairs, unless I missed something. What a crazy floor. Okay, we're gonna hunt down these archers so that they're not so annoying. Get them cornered. And then one left. Then we're gonna find ourselves a nice downstairs. Ignore that shadow. Let's see if we can kill this grave white without them getting a hit. We'll take our free hit. Yep. Excellent. Maybe that's what we should have been doing, is trying to get more free hits on the grave whites. Let's try to exploit them and then run away if they don't get knocked back. Alright, our min depth is 450. We're still at 450. Let's go down to 500. That floor was being very annoying. So let's see if we can find that forge. And don't have to use too much experience to be able to do a little bit of forging. Getting surrounded here, but again, these are familiar monsters. As long as something doesn't happen. Twisted Bat can reduce Constitution. We'll just walk away. Oops. I had to press C to close the door. Okay. It is a little bit... like, it takes a bit of extra effort, I feel like, kill monsters in Sil compared to other games. Because the monsters don't just sort of run straight at you. They might need to run away, come back, throw stuff at you, try to keep a certain distance from you. That sort of thing. But, I mean, we're still doing fine, really. See if we can find this forge. Surprised we haven't seen, like, we saw Uldor. We saw, what is the orc's name who comes with the other orc? I think the other orc's name is Lug or Luck, something like that. They come in a pair. But at 500 feet, we have not seen too many uniques. Which is nice. I guess most of the uniques in this game actually kind of end up being on lower levels. A lot of the uniques are Raukar. And there's a fair number of dragons. You have to be really careful with those. I don't really even tend to fight dragons too much, because they tend to get me killed. I mentioned that I had that smithing character. That attacked a great cold drake and got 53 points of damage in a single turn or something. I'm surprised we haven't identified that barrel ring. It makes me think it might be a ring of resistance to something, like a ring of warmth. We just haven't been hit by a cold attack. So these can reduce grace. They're often guarding stuff, but I didn't see anything under them. We're just going to ignore them. We do have a constitution potion, so we could restore our constitution. Or, it was grace. Oh, you know what, actually that's not that big of a deal. I think I was thinking constitution because of the shadow bats, but reducing grace is not that big of a deal because we have Lembas spread. And Lembas actually restores grace. I'm slowed. What damage do they do? Great darkness is slow. To attack 2d9. Yeah, you know, one thing we haven't done, especially in this run, is look a lot at the combat log. So I was thinking about that after the last video. So our combat, our melee score is plus 14, and their evasion is plus 6, so that's pretty good. I don't really like the way things are going, especially. We're gonna sing Staunching. We're gonna wear the Amulet of Regen. Now we should have a really significant regen. Okay. Okay. No worries. I think we killed them all. Got Slumber. Gauntlets. They're the same as our current gauntlets, basically. Herb of Healing, that's pretty good. Shadow Cloak. Shadow Cloak is interesting. It increases your stealth. But increases stealth by +4 and then evasion by +2. The thing about Shadow Cloaks though is that they decrease your light. So you really only want them. Stealth is especially important. We're going to try this leather armor just to see if we can identify it. So we're going to drop the let's use the amulet, drop the regen amulet, pick up the armor, use the armor. It doesn't identify immediately. We're going to use the Staff of Understanding. Just because I want to know. Actually, we're probably just going to identify, okay, leather armor of blight. One of the negative special items. But thankfully not a, well, yeah, thankfully not a cursed one. Our Staff of Sanctity probably has another charge, but better not to use it necessarily. But yeah, blight makes you more vulnerable to poison. So let's use our corselet. One thing I want to point out that's useful to know is that if you use something like, let's say we're going to use the corselet and it's currently on the letter U, then it will swap with our blight armor, and our blight armor will go back to the letter U. So items you swap always go to the letter of the previous item. Seems like an obvious thing, but I don't know. Sometimes, you know, you don't notice those types of things immediately, and it's worth pointing out. Let's check out this barrel ring, Ring of Frost. So I was right about that. It is a resistance ring. Let's use the Understanding on Seashell Amulet. Seashell Amulet of Constitution. Interesting. So we can actually fight the bats because we have an amulet that is sustaining our Constitution. And we did reduce our Grace by 1. We have 8 fragments of Lamp Boss, so that's one reason I wasn't concerned. Because, I mean, I might as well eat one of them. 8 is a lot. And that brought our Grace back up. We do want to have Grace, you know, it helps your singing. Helps with will and perception. And also if we do end up doing a little bit of smithing. We want this yew staff. I'm gonna drop the shovel. I'm gonna pick up the yew staff. I just want to see if I can use it. Use the yew staff. It did not identify. We're gonna use the Understanding on the yew staff. Staff of Freedom. Okay. I'm gonna try using the Understanding. Has no charges left. Yeah, I thought so. We used it 4 times, so probably it's not gonna have any charges left. Let's pick our shovel back up. And yeah, we were not afraid of this orc at all. This floor is mostly explored at this point with no forge. So it could be here. Could be here. So let's explore to the right first. That was a soul rock though. Oh, here it is. Excellent. Let's pick up, let's drop regen. We'll pick up this dried meat. We'll use the dried meat. And we'll close the doors. Now we're going to make ourselves a Feanorian lamp. So, let's see. How much smithing can we take? So, first what we're going to do is see how much it would take to make a Feanorian lamp. So, let's go to lights, Feanorian lamp. It would take 7 difficulty, which means we need 7 smithing. Pressing the @ symbol, pressing I, and increasing 4 points of smithing will get us to 7. That's all we'll take for now. And then we'll go to smithing, we'll take jeweler. Then we will press 0 again and go to melt. We have mithril gauntlets and mithril greaves. The mithril gauntlets are not special, but they're only 1.5 pounds. Mithril greaves have more weight to them, so we're just gonna melt down these mithril greaves. We don't have enough room in our pack. That's fine. Yeah, I feel like I'm always sort of doing inventory management. You know, I could drop True Sight because we have a helmet of True Sight, but then I kind of want to drop the helmet of True Sight in order to use the dwarf mask. Sanctity is good to have. We have understanding. We have a full staff of understanding, so I'm going to drop self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is useful, for sure. But I'm just not going to bother. So let's melt this down. Now we should have 50 pieces of mithril. It's 10 pieces per pound. And it should be that, yeah, the forge has 3 uses, so I don't think it takes a use to melt anything down. Now we're going to make a light Vaynorian lamp. And I don't think yeah, there's no numbers. Okay, accept. Work was interrupted. That's a little annoying because now that they're running, they might just like keep coming back. See if I can shoot them. Nope. Okay, we'll try again. Maybe it'll get interrupted. 0 and then F to resume. Okay. Oh, we dropped it because it overflowed our pack, but we're gonna drop all 6 flasks of oil. We're gonna pick up this Vaynorian lamp and use it. We're gonna drop our brass lantern. And now we have 4 full tiles of light. Beautiful. So we don't have to worry about taking Song of Trees anymore, I don't think. And we can make a ring. So we have rings of, what do we have? I think it was frost, right? We could make warmth. That's probably a good idea. We have regen already. And since I like regen, I'm just gonna keep it. We can't make a lot of other amulets anyway. It's light already. Can make terror and warning. I don't think our will score is that high. Will affects how well you use a horn. I think making a ring is the best idea. We can't make especially good rings, like if we make a ring of accuracy, for instance, it's +1 to hit. We can't increase it to +2 because that's way beyond our skill level. So only +1 to hit's not that great in my opinion. It would be nice to make a ring of free action. We might give ourselves 1 more point of smithing so that we can make a ring of free action. And then Venom's End. Warmth would be nice, but pretty soon we're gonna come across a lot of werewolves and they poison you. So I really would like to have Venom's End. So I'm gonna go ahead and make Venom's End because I know I want that. We're gonna drop one of our Rings of Frost. You can stack resistances, but they get less effective as you have more. And I don't think we need both Rings of Frost. If we really want to, we can just put on the Dwarf Mask and the Ring of Frost, and that'll be 2 sources of fire resistance. And that's good enough. And then we have to decide, do we want a Ring of Warmth or do we want a Ring of Free Action? The thing about free action is that it's kind of just nice to have on for the passive free action, so you don't have to worry about having stabs of free action or singing Song of Freedom. I think that's what we're gonna do, and then next time we find a forge we'll make warmth. So let's give ourselves 1 more point of smithing. Shouldn't have gone down. I should have gone the other way, but that's okay. So let's make free action. Yeah, we dropped it because our inventory overflowed yet again. I guess we'll use the Ring of Venom. Pick up the Ring of Free Action. Use the Ring of Free Action. And we'll have resistance to poison and free action on at the same time for now. Excellent. So I think we've improved ourselves a fair bit there. Even just like the fact that you don't have to carry oil around means that one inventory slot has been freed up. So even if Feanorian lamps didn't provide additional light, it's pretty nice to just have that extra inventory slot, because as you've seen, I juggle stuff a lot. Okay, we'll check out a little bit more of this floor, but it doesn't seem like there's anything left. Yep. And we're gonna go ahead and go down, and we are coming up on 31 minutes, so we're gonna play just a little bit more. I think that 30 minutes just doesn't seem like quite enough to make any good progress. We did 2 full floors, which is pretty good. Maybe we'll finish this floor. That was a bit silly. I stepped forward and then the troll knocked me another square, so now I'm in the middle of the room. Russet herb, let's see. I might drop some stuff just to... Oh, we can drop freedom, because we have the Ring of Freedom now. And I guess we might as well look at known objects. Go to herbs. Rage, sustenance, terror, healing, entrancement. I'm trying to think if there are herbs that are so valuable that we don't want to eat the one that we just found. I mean, really the best ones are rage and healing. We'll just pick it up for now. We probably will just consume ID it though. Let's see if we can corner this spy instead of letting him go through doorway. There's a werewolf. So they're going to they can claw to wound or bite to poison. That's why we have this Ring of Venom's End. And let's see about its attack. Plus 16, and our evasion is plus 12, so it's got us by a bit. Our attack is plus 14 and its evasion is plus 14. So it's not too bad. I think we're still doing okay as far as the sort of combat difficulty curve. We're gonna sing Staunching and we're gonna use Regen. And yeah, we're a bit surrounded. We'll retreat into the corridor. And we'll take each turn. If we get hit again, we'll do something. And they all ran. Close the door. Just heal for a bit. It won't take us too long to get back to full health. Werewolves are pretty scary. There's Oldor again. He's a bit annoying to find right now, not just because he runs, but his bow can do some damage. We're fighting other things and not paying attention to him especially. Let's give ourselves a little bit more evasion, a little bit more melee. And let's think a little bit. If I go forward to kill this archer, then Oldor will shoot me from the back and the werewolves might come forward, and I don't know what's off to the left here that might come and get me while I'm being shot. If I attack Oldor, then I'll kind of have other things coming up from behind. So maybe let's just go back a bit to an area that we know. If I run down this long hallway, I will get shot at. But I think that's okay. Okay, the giant came first. Let's shoot. We have no more arrows. Got arrows in our second quiver, so shooting from the second quiver is Shift F, so capital F. For now, we're going to press 5 to wait. Get our free hit. Charge them. This might actually be a time that you would want a Song of Challenge. Let's see what we can do about Uldor. Kind of have a plan for him. We did a lot of damage to him. Let's see if we can just shoot him in the back. If we can get a hit, we have those +3 arrows. Okay, it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. He's running from us and he's fleeing. I wanted to get him cornered. Yeah, but because he's so damaged, only like 1 or 2 more hits was gonna do it, so. The plan I had was to try to get him here where I'm standing right now. Oh, but this wouldn't even, he would have still escaped. For some reason I was thinking that was a dead end. I didn't look that closely. Here, this would have done it. If we could have chased him here, we could have attacked him on these while he's standing on the gauntlets and he couldn't have escaped. And that would have been nice. But we got him anyway, because we're doing a fair amount of damage. We do need these arrows. Oh, you know what? We never made new greaves. Oh, because we didn't have armor smith, right? That's okay. Yeah, I didn't really plan that through, did I? Let's drop frost. Let's pick up the arrows. We'll use the arrows on our first quiver and pick up frost again. Yeah, that was not a good idea. I could take armor smith. For now, we'll use these boots. I don't know. We do have 40 pounds of mithril, so we could definitely take armor smith and make some greaves. We can make some better gauntlets, almost certainly. But I don't want to spend too much experience on smithing. It would take 1,000 experience to get armor smith. Although in the grand scheme of things, I guess 1,000 points is not that much. Let's try to take out this infestation of whispering shadows. That potion is quickness, so we do want that. We'll sing staunching. We'll wait, try to get our free hit. Get our whirlwind attacks. Ideally, you would take out more than 1 per turn to try to keep up with their breeding. But sometimes you kind of have to get yourselves in the thick of things when it comes to whispering shadows in order to take them out. It's a bit scary, but our Feanorian lamp is preventing them from shrouding us in darkness, which would give us a malice to hit. There are so many that they're like filling up multiple rooms. We're gonna close the door and we're just gonna give up on that room. Clear them out of this room and we'll move on and just not return there. Oh, we found a ring of free action. Well, that's great, of course. I suppose we would not have found it if we didn't make one. That's usually how it goes. And now we are coming up on 40 minutes, which I think is just about a good amount of time. Those are just regular clothes. We'll explore a little bit more, see if there's anything fun. Stepped right into these guys. Not really worried about them, but I should wear my Ring of Frost. Oh, it's so rare for me to have a cold branded weapon. I suppose it would make sense if they were vulnerable to cold. So when we attacked, we did 4d12 and 5d12, 26 and 41 damage. Really large. One thing that I've been meaning to take another look at is when we do attack, what kind of crits are we getting? So let's see here. Now this is not a very powerful enemy, but still 2d12 and 3d12, so a crit and a double crit. Triple crit. Single crit. Some greeters, -1, 1d2. I think we want the additional armor. We're just going to drop that. We're going to use that, drop our current boots, pick up the amulet. There's only one werewolf, so I'm not going to worry about put the poison quite yet. Yeah, these guys can't do anything special. They're just bats that exude darkness. Olfang, right? The tiles are somewhat similar. Goldor and Olfang might also be related. He and his sons, right? He is opportunist and rally foes. I don't really know what rally foes does. I assume that it just gives monsters more morale. Opportunist would be, I believe, in the evasion. Did I miss it? Oh. Is it not a player ability? Oh, yep, okay. It's under stealth. Gets a free attack whenever an adjacent opponent moves away from you. Let's test it. Yep, he attacks you as you step away. Yep. Very cool. I don't want to, like, walk into this situation. Just get surrounded. So I'm going to step away. Wait for them to come to me. Excellent. So he dropped a spear, great axe, special cloak, special cloak. We will drop. Let's use this herb. It was sickness. Pick up the cloak. I'm just gonna let them shoot at me. Use the cloak. We don't get any special effect from it. So there's only a certain number of egos that cloaks can have. One of them is Cloak of the Traveler, which reduces your hunger. So we would just figure out that effect over time, because we would not get hungry as quickly. It's not the best ability or ego for a cloak to have, but it's actually not that bad because I do want to wear this regen amulet, and regen increases your hunger. We have so much food that it's really not a big deal, but I mean, it might be nice for my peace of mind. We do have the Staff of Understanding. The thing about the cloaks is they could be a Cloak of Blight, although I believe that werewolf did hit me and it didn't identify. Oh no, we already have Blight identified. So I think that's the only negative type of cloak. This one's almost certainly positive. These two cloaks could be the same, or they could not be. I think what I want to do is drop our current cloak, pick up the shadow cloak, identify the shadow cloak. Cloak of Stealth. Oh, I should have just put it on. I should have tried that first. Okay. Well, that's fine. Amulet of Grace, we don't really need. Venom's End, of course, we find every ring that we just made. Sanctity, we will drop our current Staff of Sanctity and pick up the new one. Boglier's Bodyguard. I'm going to examine this one because I mentioned it in the last video. Resistance to stunning sustains your strength, increases your hunger. I think I said it had something to do with will, and that's not true. It's resistance to stunning is what I was thinking of. We're going to drop it. Like I said, I don't find it to be especially useful. Don't have any sources of freedom anymore. And let's just see what else there is to this level. So far, I mean, we've had some situations that are a little hairy. You know, I've had to slow down a bit. But for the most part, I have not been punished for my recklessness. Maybe because we have this spear. Maybe because our character is just pretty good. Some parts are not explored, but I don't really want to like run to the absolute other end of the level just to explore a couple of rooms, you know, 1 or 2 rooms. It doesn't seem like an efficient use of turns to me. Got these traps on either side. I do want to check out this room that's currently to the right of me because I might have something cool in it. I'm just seeing staunching and just step on this trap. Your armor protects you. Nothing in there. Okay. Cool. Alright, so we've done this floor as much as I want to do it. Did we not find downstairs? We've had a lot of trouble with downstairs today. There is this. Where is it? There it is. Down shaft on the left side of the screen there. But that brings you down 100 feet, and I don't want to do that. There are, of course, chasms. They bring you down 100 feet. But they also hurt you, and then there's no upstairs when you fall down. And then also there's technically these. These are false floors, which are a trap. They bring you down 50 feet. I use those sometimes when I'm doing turn count speedruns. Let's increase... no, let's look at slang again. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do the same thing we did last video, which is we've accrued a bit of experience, but we're not going to use it. Another staff of understanding. It's so nice to have staffs of understanding. As you maybe can tell, I'm not a huge fan of the ID minigame. Having the stabs of understanding, very helpful. So yeah, just like last video, we've rolled a new floor, we've got some XP to spend, and I'm going to spend some time thinking about it before going ahead and using it. So that will be it for now. We've improved our character a bit. Although we found the rings that we made already, we found them on the next floor. We do have the Feanorian lamp, and I'm very happy about that. Our armor is good. Our weapon is good. Character's looking good. And next time, we'll talk about Song of Slang. So, for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.